Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Albion. We are in the belly of the beast, so to speak. And we have a little friendly robot following us. Let's go ahead and light these up. But I did miss a code note, so let me go back and get that. It is not down here. It is actually up here. Let's see. Sorry, little robot, you're probably going to get stuck somewhere along this way. So yeah, this is unswitched again. I didn't notice that. There we go. Code note part 2. Three. So we are looking at let's see, 2, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? Sorry, but I'd rather keep it. I'll need it. Really? Really, game? 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? And people can't remember these things. Really? Joe, you need to have a talk with your maintenance companions, friends, people, things. Maybe these are Ned the AI's passwords. Maybe he's just really bad at this. Okay. Manipulate. I think this leads to the hall in front of the reactor core, but that code entry panel is going to be a problem. But wait a minute, what about those notes we found? Those have to refer to the code. Well, I mean, they don't have to. One, two, three, four. Nothing happens. Alright, well, I mean, I suppose it could be that it is not in that... Alright, well, we know that 1 and 2 are together in that order. So I guess it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 1, 2? Otherwise, it could be 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 3, 1, 2, 4. Not sure if there's other combinations. But that's it. Alright. Well, that's a very dark floor that we have here. Alright, let me check to see if I have another map here. I do. Alright, let's save it in here. Sorry, little robot friend, you cannot come with us. Okay, that's that. This is a hall which surrounds the reactor core. From here, we should be able to get to the core. It is, rather dark. I got enough of these. That doesn't seem to really help. We got doors there, but we can't use them. Alright, let's just go back to where we came in. Oh, there's a door over here. Finally, so this is a reactor room. The fusion reactor is right behind there. It's worth taking a look at. Otherwise, we should be on the lookout for the console. Okay. Well, that certainly looks like the console to me. Anything else? Large doors. This is a console I was talking about, Tom. If you cross your fingers, I could make an attempt to cut off Ned, the AI, from the energy supply. Shall I try it? Should Joe try to manipulate the console now? Yeah, let's try it. Joe gets to work. Let's see, I'm no expert with these consoles, but this has to... Suddenly, Joe is interrupted by a voice on the loudspeaker. Tom Driscoll, Joe Bernard, stop your activities on the control console immediately. Some security personnel are already on the way. I must take both of you into custody. Do not resist. The security personnel are armed. Oh no, the AI! Ned, do you and Brent really think you can conceal the truth about this planet? Simply put, yes. The prerequisites are favorable, and the chances are good. The existence of the company justifies taking some risk. What? You're telling us right to our faces that you consciously intend to destroy this world? What's with Captain Brand? If he cannot show what happened on the... if he cannot show what happened on the flight, he will lose his license forever. That is right. Subsequently, Captain Brandt will be subjected to an investigation. Then, naturally, DDT will be forced to fire him. He will have to spend his life as history's richest unemployed person. Unfortunately, I have to keep both of you locked up until the mission is over. Don't worry, we will provide all the conveniences you will need. Sure, and the moon is made of green cheese. Joe? Yes? Let's go, quick. Tom and Joe storm out of the reactor room. They're looking for a lock in the infirmary area which leads outside. On the way through the service deck, Tom and Joe barely escape the security forces. They run quickly through the infirmary area to find the lock to the outside. Hey, I remember being here. Tom and Joe have almost reached the lock to the outside when they see one of the AI bodies blocking the way to freedom. Tom Driscoll, Joe Bernard, your resistance against ship rules and your apparent readiness to go against interests of the firm unfortunately make drastic measures unavoidable. I'm sorry. The AI body raises a weapon. Oh no, it's destroyed half of Tom! Was that a... Damaged by the fireball, the AI body staggers around helplessly. What? My god, what was that? How'd you do that? A little present they gave me on the island of the G. Cantos. Any more questions? I don't remember the, gem being able to do that. Dozens, but no more doubts about your story. Good, okay, let's beat it. Well, it will be hard enough to get through the desert unnoticed. Tom and Joe succeed in avoiding the Toronto search party. Tom is heading to the cave, which leads under the mountains to Umaju Kenta. They reach their destination at dawn. Hey! So nice of you guys to have waited for my return in exactly the same position. What Tom only dared to hope has happened. The companions have waited for his return. Everyone embraces each other excitedly. After the initial joy of seeing each other again, Tom introduces Joe and roughly outlines what has happened.
We were afraid of something like that, Tom. I've already had a discussion with the other Gigantos. Let's return to the island so we can decide what to do next.
That was quick. Tom and his companions storm into the meeting hall of Cantos' house. The Enlightened Ones are quickly called together. I don't know about storm. That seems an inappropriate phrase to use here in this situation. Tom breathlessly reports the company's plan, which the AI and Captain Brandt are about to carry out. The destruction of the planet is to continue. Oh, I had to click. Our worst fears have been confirmed. Anime Enkna has finally caught us. We should have guessed that we'd be facing the same situation as our forefathers.
And you are sure that a few dozen Helromir, no matter how big their ship is, represent a threat to our entire world?
You must understand, Beer, that this ship is capable of growing. The installation is expanding itself more and more. It is a self-maintaining process. It will take a while, but the damage to Albion is immeasurable. Tom, you are apparently angry about the behavior of your Helromir companions. Does that mean you are on our side?
I've experienced a great deal of this on this world, Nemos. And my travels have brought me close to Albion and its inhabitants. Because of this, I would have certainly protested against continuing the project, but after how they treated us on board the Toronto, I'm ready to do anything. The ship's management is out for blood. I mean, like, you could have also said, if I had known this planet was inhabited in the first place, I would have been against it, but now, it's even worse.
What exactly happened?
To make a long story short, Joe here freed me. Then we tried to switch off the AI so we could tell the crew about this world. You have to know, honored G. Cantos, that not everyone on board the Toronto is ready to sacrifice a life-filled world intentionally. In any case, we failed. The AI told us that to our faces that the company management will do whatever is necessary, whether it is within the law or not. Apparently it is a matter of life and death for the entire company. I'm kind of curious at what point, and maybe this will be made clear, I'm not sure. At what point after the discovery of this planet did they decide that they would do anything necessary? Because if they discovered the planet and then were aware of how full of life it was, then, you know, they consciously made a choice to disregard that from the beginning. If they'd already put, you know, money into building the ship, and only then discovered how life-filled it was, I don't agree with it, but at least, you know, it makes sense from the sunk costs fallacy point of view that they would need to continue doing that. Maybe we'll find out. Apparently it is a matter of life or death for the entire company. During our escape, we saw why the AI spoke so openly about the plans of the company. It was a trap. We escaped with our lives only because of the little stone you gave me, Nemos.
I was counting on the company's dirty tricks, but I hadn't guessed that it would make such a direct, overt attempt.
Think about it. It was a foolproof plan. The accidental death of the inspector working on the irreplaceable comm unit. No way to communicate with the Earth. By the time there was an investigation, the whole thing would be over. The government can't afford to send anyone out here.
Now the question is, what do we do?
Yuji Kantos have told us about Anime Bona, the entity of this world. Didn't you say that she has a kind of consciousness? Would she allow the destruction of our world herself?
Oh, naturally, Anime Bona will try to defend herself.
I had disturbing visions while I was waiting for you, Tom. The world, the entity feels pain.
Think about what happened when we started mining the raw material, Tom. I only understand half of what is being said here, but the difficulties we faced at the start were not normal. Things got better after we threw more equipment at the problem.
Anime Bona is not all-powerful. She is not acting against some diggers armed with shovels, trying to profane her body. She is facing the embodiment of Animenkna, her antithesis. Her magic can do little against the principle of Animenkna, the apex of that from which our people fled long ago.
Does that mean that we are helpless against the Metal Colossus?
We must think. I'm happy that 3 Helromir, including a scholar, have come over to our side. Perhaps together we will find a way to conquer the threat. While Tom and Joe rest, the Enlightened Ones and Raynor hold a lively, intense discussion. The next day, Tom and the companions face the exhausted group's decision. We think we found a promising solution. It will certainly be the most difficult magic operation we have ever undertaken, but it does give us a chance.
Didn't you say that magic couldn't fight the Toronto?
That was precisely our problem. However, with the Honorable Rainer Hofstad's help, we have come up with a plan. We should not attack Animenkna, the technological principle of the Helromir. We should make it a part of the magic process, so we can turn the Metal Colossus into something different. Unfortunately, the plan has one, or rather two glitches. What Rainer Hofstad is trying to say is that we'll create a magical artifact. Its power will be great, but not entirely predictable. And it has to be applied to a large energy source on the metal ship. To be exact, the fusion reactor of the installation.
Slowly. So, the first glitch is that we need to return to the Toronto. And what do we have to take to the reactor?
We will try to create something which we call the Seed. It is an amalgamation of very different magical principles. We have most of the knowledge for creating the Seed at our disposal. However, we lack two key pieces of information. They are held by two different cultures that rarely associate with one another. The Metal Makers, or Umajo, are the first. As has been said, we have to involve the Animenkna principle in our work to affect the metal ship. The Umajo work on the frontier between Animenkna and Animebona, the entity. They deal with both technology and magic. From them, we need to learn how to influence metal with magic. And I'm afraid the Umajo may not want to share this knowledge with outsiders.
Understood. And the second piece of information?
There's also the matter of knowing how to harness large amounts of energy. Only the Kenge Kamulos have this knowledge.
The assassin cult.
A slight smile steals over Kunag's face.
This is the Kenge Kamulos' core area of magic. The Kenget are trained in economic survival as well. We will try to make them an attractive offer. Our community is more wealthy than it appears. I might possibly be able to make a deal with my former brothers. I could try.
So, Nemos, we must first get the missing knowledge, and then, as we say, jump into the lion's den. We will use a magically charged artifact on the Toronto's reactor. And if I have understood you correctly, no one knows exactly what this will do. Am I right?
In your direct way, yes, that sums it up. You and your companions are battle-tested and are in possession of the necessary knowledge. However, we would naturally understand if...
Okay, we'll spare you any concern. I can hardly say no now. If the others are ready to take the risks, the Enterprise can begin. No one backs out. Good, so let me summarize this. We are to go to Umajo and try to get the knowledge concerning magical treatment of metal. Also, we are to stroll into the center of a murderous cult by the name of Kenget Kamulos, and make them an offer which hopefully they can't refuse. Then you will try to develop this magic seed so we can take it to the Toronto's reactor and just wait and see what happens next. Everyone nods in agreement, then Joe speaks.
Here's an idea. While you're risking your necks, old Joe will work as cameraman. I will record a documentary with the camera I have. With a little bit of luck, we can load the documentary into the onboard network when we break into the Toronto. If we succeed in blocking all AI access to the console for a couple of minutes, we can explain things about the planet and urge everyone to leave the ship.
Sounds good. Make it so. Friends, there is no reason to delay any longer. Let's go and get the two pieces of information we need. The Gigantos hand over 1,500 gold, and then immediately breaks up. Tom and his companions are ready to go and head for the cave of the goddess. I mean, except for the fact that, yeah, Tom is carrying too much. I kind of thought that might happen. Anyone else? Yeah, you are. And Harriet. And Kunag. I need to find something to spend this money on, for crying out loud. I need to find some place to drop some stuff, actually. Okay, now you're overloaded bio. Oh, man. You're overloaded. Alright. This will fix that problem. And that is one of the reasons why I have this. However, I think we need to go pay a visit to... well, first let's pay a visit to the flowers. But I think we need to head back to the Hunters Guild back in Jiranar, so I can drop off some things that I'm pretty sure I don't need anymore. But that I can't actually, like, drop. And that I want to have sitting around just in case I need them. Right, I need to pull up the map that I made of this place. Give me just a second. I don't remember which ones were which is why I made the map. Helps so I don't keep misclicking on my other machine. Where the heck did you end up, map? It's terrible when you don't remember where you saved things. It's like, oh yeah, I'll have this around for, when I need it. Alright, you know what? I think that we'll take a break a little bit early. Call it an episode a little bit early. I will have found my map. I'll have spent some time on the flowers if they've regenerated their usage. And I'll probably even have gone back to Jiranar to drop off a few things. I need to think about exactly what I want to leave and what I want to keep with me. I have a lot of potions, and those do weigh a lot, so I may leave some behind. But for now, we'll call it an episode. See you next time, everyone.